Alright, so our first example, we're going to write 60 as a percentage of 150. So to do this, we first need to write it in fraction form and then multiply it by 100 to convert it into a percentage. So 60 over 150 would be how we write 60 out of 150 as a fraction. So if we wanted to write that as a percentage, we simply multiply that by 100%. Now, from what we did in our fractions work, without using a calculator, we would be able to simplify something like this, because 100, if I wanted to write 100 as a fraction, it's the same as 100 over 1. Now we should be able to do some cross cancellation here. So if I divide 100 by 50 and 150 by 50, we can reduce this to the 100 will become a 2 and the 150 will become a 3. Hopefully we're familiar with that. And then it's as simple as going 60 times 2 gives me 120 over 3 times 1 gives me 3. And that's going to be our percentage. And if I have 120 over 3, that gives me 40%. We all good with that one? Alright, so we started off by writing it as a fraction, like we'd practice, 60 over 150, and then to convert it to a percentage, you multiply it by 100. And then, so as a fraction, we had 120 over 3, which gives us 40%. Alright, our next example, we have to write 99 as a percentage of 500 in fractional form, and then they would like us to write it as a decimal. So again, if I was to write this in fractional form, I've got 99 out of 100, so it's going to be 99 over 500. Now to convert that into a percentage, remember you always just multiply it by 100. So this would become 99 over 500 times 100, and that will give us a percentage. Same thing, I'm going to write this over 1 so we can do some of that cross cancellation. Now, if I've got 100 here and 500 here, what would be a good number to cancel out? Good, I'll divide by 100. So this would become 1, and the 500 will become, so we get 99 times 1 on the top, which is 99, over 5 times 1 on the bottom gives me 5%. Alright, so you could leave it as an improper fraction, but just note that this is a percentage. Alright, so the percentage is 99 over 50. Or if you wanted to write it as a mixed number, you could. Again, I'm not too particular whether you leave it in improper form or mixed number form. So that becomes 19 and 4/5. Write this in decimal form. I have to, since I had 99 over 5 as my fraction, we should know how to convert a fraction into a decimal, so we're just going to write this as the percentage. So this is essentially just going 5 into 99. So you go 5 into 99. So 5 goes into 9 once, with 4 left over. And then 5 goes into 49 9 times, with 4 left over. Now remember, if it doesn't go in exactly, you can add a 0 here. So since we had 4 left over, the 4 carries there. And then does 5 go into 40 evenly? Yes, 8 times. So instead of having 99 over 5%, we could write the fraction as this, 19.8%. So to write 99 cents as a percentage of $12, first we need to make sure that they have the same units. Since this is cents and this is in dollars, one of them has to be converted. It's going to be easier to change this into cents rather than trying to convert 99 cents into dollars. So since we know that there's 100 cents in a dollar, therefore $12 is how many cents? 1,200, 1,200. So the percentage would be 99 over 1,200. Then to convert that to a percentage, you have to multiply it by 100. So times 100, which is equal to, so just a correction, this should be 90 cents out of $12. So therefore, this 99 becomes 90. Alright, so we should have 90 over 1,200 cents times 100. And remember, this is going to give us a percentage. Same thing, write the 100 as a fraction over 1, and then we can do some cancellation. So straight away, I can see that if I divide each of those by 100, this will become 1, and this will become 12. So we have 90 over 12 times 1%. Since 1 over 1 is just 1. And then if we divide top and bottom by 6, what's 90 divided by 6? 15. Sorry, by 4, not 6. And then, no, 6. And then if I divide 12 by 6, that becomes 2. So you have 15 over 12%. 15 over 2%, which is the same as if I wrote that in decimal form. In decimal form, 15 divided by 2, 7.5. Alright, we got time for one more example. An early what? It's currently 10:56, and we've got time for one more example. I like the enthusiasm. So 7% of 220 meters hopefully we'd be able to work this out. Again, if you want to work out a percentage, so in this case we want to work out 7%, so we're going to go 7 over 100 times. Now we want to work out what 7% of 220 is. So writing 7 over 100 is how you write 7% in fraction form. And I'm going to multiply that by the 220. Again, same thing that we've been doing. Write this 220 over 1, and we can do some cross cancellation. So I can divide 100 by 20, and I can divide 220 by 20. So 100 divided by 20 is 5, and 220 divided by 20 is 11. So on the top we have 7 times 11, which is 77, over 5 times 1 is 5. And that's the simplest form of that fraction. If you wanted to write that in decimal form, you could get your calculator. 77 divided by 5 gives you 15.4. Now, is this answer a percentage? No. We worked out 7% of 220 meters. Thank you. So the answer is in meters. It should be 15.4 meters.